you are in the States. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I do believe that Scott's having some technical problems at the moment, so I'm not too sure where he is. He's going to join us shortly, I do believe. So, I am dressed as an in-between tarot card. I am in between two different cards, and I'd like you to guess in the chat which of those two cards I am in between. Hi, Gerald. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Tiny Trinkets. Hi, Essa. Hi, Laurie. Roman's got it. The moon. Well done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm in between the moon and the sun, and I think I can hear Scott.
Janine,
Scott, are you there? I'm here. Where are you?
Somebody help me.
What's happening?
I think I'm having a baby. I think it's coming. Oh, my back. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
What is your in-between tarot card?
I'm coming exposed. So everybody in the chat has to guess, and when they guess, then I can take this thing off.
Okay. Right. Who can guess? Who is Scott dressed as? Oh, we're waiting.
I'm having a baby. Hurry up. Oh my God.
You can't guess.
Nobody's guessing.
He has to stay just like that all evening.
Yeah. Okay, you're close, Lori, but they have to be together, right?
So what is the card that feeds the Empress? What is the card that's right next to the Empress?
Yes.
The dark side of the moon. So we have the Empress. That is one half of Scott, definitely. We can see the pregnancy. It was a good guess. Who is the other side of him? What have we got on the other side of the Empress?
Yeah, what's on the other side?
What's on the other side? The dark side of the moon.
And Jackie was supposed to already say who I am, and she's leaving me here. Yep, see? Yeah, Jackie already knows.
Yeah,
I'm having a baby. Can y'all hurry up?
No, it's not the Hierophant. It is Tiny Trinkets and Tarot, and it's the High Priestess and the Empress.
Oh, yeah, that's who I am. Okay. One moment.
And he's going to take it off because it's killing him. So, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. You guessed that perfectly right. He's the High Priestess and the Empress. And here is the High Priestess and the Empress. Okay. In the card, we have the baby. Okay. The baby is still attached to the umbilical cord and separating the dark, mysterious world of the High Priestess from the fertile, natural world of the Empress. And that's where Scott was. Well done.
Well, hi, everybody. Sorry I was a little late. I got caught backstage by somebody. I don't know. There was some, issue going on with the pregnancy. I'm not sure what that was, but I think we have it under control now. So, everybody, I want to thank you for showing up. I want you to see the fabulous Janine here, who is the creator of the In Between Tarot. So excited. I've been excited for over a month about this. When she first said yes, that she would love to do one with me. So what we're going to do is just go over like psalming, rituals, readings, and other things, fun things to do with spirituality. So first of all, let's do some hellos, and then I can still feel that crown on my head. It hurts so bad. Oh, my word.
It was brilliant. I loved it. Well done.
And doesn't Janine look freaking fabulous? She looks amazing, doesn't she?
So we have the moon. Moon.
Do you have the moon on your third as well?
No, this is She's just a bog standard tarot reading T-shirt, so I didn't actually have an outfit. But yeah, I went all out with the face. And luckily I've got the hair as well, for the rays of the sun.
That is so awesome. Yeah, she sent me a picture before. And I'm like, oh, she looks amazing. And I'm going to look like, well, what I looked like. That wasn't me, really. Okay. So, Asha is here. She's just one in. I'm so glad you're here. And this strange person named Jackie Jacaranda is here. I'm not sure who that is.
Nancy.
Right. Renee's here. Hey, Renee. And Lori is here. And Lori, right here. And she said, I dressed up for the occasion and thought no one can see me. And I did put a message in there that we can put you on live for a couple, a minute or two, whatever you're comfortable with, and have all three of us on live at the same time. And you can introduce your in-between characters. So I'm so excited that someone decided to do it.
Thank you. Me too.
And let's see who else we've got here. I'm just scrolling down. All right. We have, I heard she won a contest, like guessing something. I'm not sure, but there's Ange. Hi, Ange. And we have Tangi.
Hello.
Hi, darling Tangi. And let's see.
Thank you.
Scrolling down. Oh. There was a lot of chat going on, which is awesome. I mean, I always love to see that. And we have a stash in the building. There's
Hello,
Gerald. Hey, Gerald. And let's see. I'm just making sure you guys know StreamYard jumps. So let me get to all the comments.
Hey, Gerald, I was so sorry I couldn't make your live the other day. It's been a really hectic busy week, but I did attempt to make it. I had it in my diary, I had the notifications and everything. Just in the end, my best laid plans fell through.
Ben's here. Hey, Ben.
Hello.
Ben is from Beneficial Tarot. His channel is awesome, by the way, as are all of these people. We have the lovely Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Here. I'm looking in the wrong place because I usually use my phone. So I usually have to look on the side, and now I have to look straight ahead because the phone wasn't cooperating. So if I'm a little fuzzy or if there's any, I don't know, maybe a feedback or anything, let me know if it's real bad. But if not, there might be a little lag because of my internet connection. And if I do, Janine, I forgot to tell you, if I do go out by accident, it's my internet, and I'll be right back. So.
Okay.
Cool.
Of course.
All right, awesome. So everybody knows I put my words down and things that I'm going to say because I will forget. My ADD will kick in and it'll be like squirrel. So we did our hellos and hello to everybody coming in. Hey, Susie, glad you're here. All right, so what I thought we would do is if you have any questions for Janine, and Janine, you're okay with questions from the chat, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, awesome. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in capitals so I can see them. And what I wanted to do first is just talk about the in-between tarot, which I have right here, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. And just so I can give you a little bit before I turn it over to Janine about it, I just want to show you how beautiful this box is. Open it up, you get a wonderful, let's see, I believe it's 200. Is it almost 200 pages? 150, over 150 pages in this very large guidebook. And then you get the wonderful cards. And I will show some of those while Janine is speaking. So, Janine, Do you want to just talk about the in-between hero and like how it came about, or anything you want us to know about?
Absolutely. So, Laurie says, "Is this my first deck?" So, there's a little bit of an echo. I apologise, and I don't know whether that's from my end or not, but I'll try and work through it. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. So it was my first deck, but the first deck started off as a mages only deck. So I just concentrated on doing the in-between stages for the mages. And what I wanted to do with the idea, with the concept, was to make the cards join. Okay, so here I am at the moment as the in-between card for the sun to the moon. Okay, so here's the traditional ride away. I've done the wrong way around. Okay, you have the sun card. Okay, you have the moon card. Okay, so going from left to right. Okay, obviously you can see the other way around with me, but the moon leads into the sun card. Okay, so they're in a progression. Okay, the fool's journey. So they move into into each other like a story. Okay, and I wanted to join those cards together and look at the connecting areas. How does the moon move through to the sun card? Okay, so there is a progression there, but you know how to explore that further. So at first I did a majors card deck, which just looked at the in-between stages for the majors. Once it gets to the world, it spirals back round to the fool again. So you actually have a card for the world to the fool. So it's a completely different tarot deck. And then in 2019, I decided to do a 78 card deck. So it looked at the in-between stages for the minor cards and the court cards as well as the major cards. So quite a journey with designing the two different decks. But yeah, it is out on the market now, and it's been doing well over the last 2 years. In January, it will have been on the market for 2 years, and it's still going strong. So really, really proud of that. Here's another card.
Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt, Janine. I just was able to make you larger. I've been trying for like 3 minutes. So I apologize, but you are good to go now. You're in full screen.
Well, that's quite an achievement because, you know, my mum and dad never managed it. I'm only tiny, I'm 5'4". I'm a very small person, but you've managed to make me larger, so that's good. And I have a small voice to go with it. So, yeah, my in-between cards concentrating on making things cyclic and making journeys. So here's another one. We've got the Fool to the Magician. So how does the Fool move into the Magician? He was standing on the cliff. He takes that leap of faith. So he jumps. Okay, and here we can see that the Fool has made that jump. He's got the wings, the paragliding wings, and he's about to fly down to where the Magician's temple awaits. Okay, and then it moves forward. So how does the Magician move into the High Priestess? How does the High Priestess energy move into the Empress? Okay, so it's really looking at those connecting spaces, those grey areas. And I was at the UK Tarot Conference talking about this on the stage a few weeks ago. And I always liken it to the movie Sliding Doors, you know, with Gwyneth Paltrow. In one clip, she gets on the train. And in another clip, she decides not to get on the train. And so her life goes off into parallel directions. So I like seeing that, you know, how we can make one choice or how we can make another choice. So with all the cards being connected with the in-between cards, we could choose to stay still. We could choose to move backwards, but we could choose to move forward, which is the natural progression with our spiritual pathway. So they're all cyclic. The majors are cyclic. Like I said, the wheel goes back round to the Fool. The minors are cyclic in each of the 4 different elements. So when you get to the 10, it goes back round to the Ace again. So imagine that as like 4 different bubbles of energy. And then with the court cards, the King goes back around to the Page again. Oh, actually, Scott, I just missed that question from Gerald, so it just flashed up. Would you mind putting it back on for me, please? Or I could try and find it in the chat. Gerald asked a question.
Sorry, I was talking, and then I realized my mic wasn't on because I muted myself. So yeah, let me put. I was going to do that anyway. Put Gerald's question back up here. What I like about this deck is it helps with storytelling and transitions. Yeah. I think life is about transitions and movement.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what I see with it. I'm always liking to make the connections. So you'll see in the deck, for those of you who have it, I've put astrology in there as well. So you'll see a lot of the glyphs within the major cards because I like to make those associations. I do think that everything is connected. So there are a lot of different concepts within those cards.
And I love that. And one of the reasons why I was so attracted to this deck. So I was actually in Richie's live, and I had never heard about you, about your deck, nothing. And of course, now that I'm very new to tarot, so I'm just learning all this stuff. But what I loved is I could see the incorporation of astrology, and I started really astrology before I got into tarot. So the combination of the two is fascinating to me, and I love it. Can you tell me, like maybe the majors, just a couple of how you've integrated astrology into those, or it can be the minors, whatever you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm sorry if it appears if I'm talking over you, Scott. I think it's just the lag in the time connection, because for those of you who don't know, I'm in Manchester in the UK, so I'm a bit farther away from Scott. But to go back to the astrology, yeah, here's one. So this is how the Emperor moves through to the Hierophant. And you'll see in the sky at the top, we have the glyphs of Aries and Taurus. Okay, so as well as connecting the energies within the tarot cards, it's connecting the energies with the astrological signs. So if you are into astrology, you can look at how the sign of Aries moves through to the sign of Taurus. Okay, that Aries feisty, that leader energy, always striving to be out front. He's a leader, but the Taurus energy is also a leader, but in a different way. And the Taurus needs a lot more structure and stability than Aries does. So as well as reading the tarot side of things, you can also start to read the astrology. And the tarot magician used Aries, Sun, and Taurus rising. Yeah, I'm an Aries Sun, and I've got a Taurus husband. I think I've told you that before. And actually, they're good energies. I mean, we're both very stubborn, but we kind of balance each other out a lot. And if you've got that in your own chart, Aries Sun and Taurus rising, amazing. You'd be like balancing your self out as well. Definitely. Oh, hi, Carly. Hi.
Yeah, I was going to say hi to a couple people who just came in. Carly, I hope I say your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. And Ishi is here, and she says Manchester with love. Let's see if I can put it up there. There we go. Right, and I think I missed somebody. Who did I miss? I can't remember. Sorry if I missed you guys coming in, but we are so glad to have you. And Janine's just right now talking about her deck and how she has incorporated the astrology into there. So
I am in between moon today, so I am half moon and I am half sun. And luckily, I have the hair to pull this off. Because the curls really look a little bit like the rays of the sun, so I think I got away with it. Just my in-between stage. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just put me back on here for a second. There is a little bit of a lag, so sorry guys if it's not coming through as clear, but that's okay. It's probably my internet and not the fact that you're in the UK. I don't think, Janine, because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So my internet is not the best. So. Thank you, and for everybody in chat to just hanging out with us and understanding that. Looks like Angela. Oh, is she saying hi to Ange? Hey, oh, Shauna's here. All right. Hey, Shauna.
Hello.
So glad you're here. All right, now Bree has a question for you. Lori wants to know, how did you come up with this idea?
Okay, so I had a dream, and in my dream, it was very simple actually about connecting tarot cards. So I woke up the next day and put pen to paper, had a chat with some friends up in Keswick. I've got this idea, and they said, "Oh wow, there's nothing like that out on the market." This was back in 2012. And then I started to design the mazes with my dad, David Worthington, who's a graphic designer. So we released and published it, self-published it in 2013. So it did fall out of a dream. I mean, I was working very much so with the craft at the time. So I have been a witch for a long time. I'm a pagan practitioner even, and I've been out of touch with it for a while, and I'm just getting back into it now. But back then, I was doing lots and lots of work, and so my intuition seemed to be really heightened at the time. So I was paying particular attention to my dreams and anything that was coming through. So that dream obviously was very useful because everything that's fallen out of that one dream has been manifested, and made a reality. So yeah, very thankful for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. And so was it like the majors that came out in the dream first?
Yes. Well, I thought to do it with the majors because at the time I was thinking, wow, this is going to be so complex because obviously you've got the different elements, air, earth, fire, water, they don't join together in a big circle. So at the time I thought I'm just going to concentrate because this is a new concept in the market. I'm going to do a really strong job with the majors with a possible revisit of it later. So when Lo Scarabeo said to me, "Do you want to do the full 78 deck?" I went, "Yes, please." And then I was batting all the crazy ideas of them saying, "I want to make 4 different cycles with the elements, and I want to make the court cards all cyclic as well." And they went, "Whoa, this is a lot. Are you sure that people are going to get this, resonate with it?" And I said, "I'm sure they will be really interested in it. It's different." And yeah, I wanted to make a different deck, and that's what I did. So
go ahead.
My artistic style, okay, it was very much like Lord of the Rings, otherworldly. They are not modern cards, the first deck, especially the Mages deck. And I would paint my ideas or draw my ideas, and my dad would put them into graphic art. He did an absolute fantastic job with the majors. And then when I did the 78 deck, I sent my ideas across to Franco Rivoli, who is an Italian graphic artist, and he did a fantastic job as well. And in fact, kept it very much in keeping with the same style as the majors, which I was really pleased about. So yeah, that's a bit about the graphics.
That's awesome. That's great. All right, so I'm just seeing here. Now, Lori said that she came dressed as a in-between character. So, Lori, what I can do is I can send you a link as it's going to be in the chat, and if you will click on that, just give me a second to get that for you.
I'm excited.
I am too. Yes.
Drum roll.
So I'm just now putting it in there. It should be. There it is. All right. So Lori, if you will just click on that, and then that will take you backstage. And then as soon as I see you back there, I will put you live with me and Janine so that you can show your in-between character. Yes.
Fantastic.
So while we're waiting, I had like this reading all set out, and then I got nervous because, well, it's you. So and I've been so excited, so I got nervous, and I have no idea where those 4 cards are that I pulled this morning. But I will tell you, the cards read beautifully, and we did a practice run with them Was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
And it was amazing how I just pulled 3 cards, and I pulled the star, and it would be the moon, right?
Yes.
And then I pulled the one below the star, so I pulled the tower and the star at the end. So the first of my readings started with the star and ended with the star. So I thought that was amazing. So it's just like a whole different system, isn't it? So it's really cool.
The progression that you got was really quite special, wasn't it? Because you had like a little cyclic journey all of its own on one side of the card, which made it quite complex. But for your question, it fit perfectly, I think.
Right. And I guess there was I thought Lori was going to come on. She said, no. I was just impressed.
Oh.
Okay, so Lori's not able to come. All right, no problem, Lori. I thought you had dressed up for some reason.
Oh, that's a shame.
But thank you. That's okay. No problem at all. All right. There's your pumpkin.
Okay. But thank
I just
you
can't
so
get over how awesome it is.
what card did you dress? Have you dressed as, Laurie?
There's a little bit of delay in the chat, so I don't see anything yet. False alarm. Okay.
No worries.
So maybe I could, if you don't mind, I can tell you what my reading was this morning. I wish I had that. I don't know what in the world I did with the cards. I had them right here, I swear. I mean, all your cards are here except for the 4 that I pulled this morning. So they're here somewhere. And I'll find them as soon as we're done, I'm sure. But the first card that I pulled, and I just asked the question, how can I go about my day in the best way to have a successful and happy day? That was my question. The first card I pulled was the 3 and 4 of coins. Right. So I read in there about the coins is basically in London, right, in the late 1800s. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, in the suffrage period. So it concentrated on the fact that the women in that period had to work so hard in order to get tangible benefits, money, property, etc. So it was about the work ethic within the Pentacles. Yes. And so you got that card to show what you need to focus on for today? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I actually pulled 5. So that was my first one. And I thought I pulled 4, but I have 5 down here. So I'll just go real quick. But what I got from that is you must work hard for equality to get what you need. And I put down equality, realizing not one person is better than another. Like that was a big thing back then, right? So,
yeah.
There we go. And where they had to work. And it was almost like slavery, wasn't it, for women in a way, because they were just degraded and, back in that time. And then what I got from that is just that I can learn from anyone that crosses my path and want to learn from you, from people in chat. That's what I think makes us all great, is we all have something to learn, something to give. And so I got that out of that card. And I'll just skip to the end because I want to take your time, because I want this to be on you. So the last one I got was the Hanged Man and Death Book. And your definition in your book was release the ego. And so I put from uncertainty, I fear, to cleansing the change process. I don't think I'm reading that right. I can't read my own writing. Basically approaching a state of closure to fear and trepidation, which is one of the cards I got before, the Star Moon card.
Yes.
And so I would put down, I need to accept everything as a learning process. So I thought it was a wonderful read.
And also noticing that the minors is about day-to-day activity, but the majors is all about huge life-changing processes.
Right.
So it would say this is what's going on in your daily activity, but what sits behind that on the bigger picture, you know, even the spiritual focus, is the hanged man to death. I think you said that you got. Okay, so yes,
Yes.
stripping back to basics. Okay, it is literally a transformation of your situation and moving on to a new stage. Yeah, so the hanged man coming out of the waiting period, that period of sacrifice, starting to feel more in touch with the seasons, very much in tune with Sam Hain as well, because the death card is Scorpio, which is Sam Hain, which is the October-November period, and it's also your birthday because it's your birthday tomorrow, so that will be perfect for you.
And Lori asked what my favorite in between card is, and it's actually the one I dressed up as. So here is, it's always backwards. Holy crap. Okay, so here's the High Priestess and then Empress over here. So you see the baby in the middle and kind of that. I love that. I just think it's beautiful, the transitioning. The transitioning in these cards are wonderful. I also love the fact that you have gone like from the minors and how it goes 1 to 10 and then back to the ace again. Like I just love that. I love how the page goes to the king and the king goes back to the page. And I actually used that in a reading that I did a couple of days ago, where I got a king and then I got a page right behind. And I was like, I know what to do with that because I have Janine's deck. So yeah, I thought that was awesome. And the fool also goes around and he comes after the world as well.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. Hi, Kirsten. And there was a couple of
in here. Yes.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple of questions there from one from Susie, and she said, what were the two most difficult cards to combine? That's a really good question. I've never been asked that question before. I had to think about this. I do know, though, it was actually Death to Temperance, I think. I really struggled with this one, and in the end, we came up with this very simplistic picture of the phoenix rising out of the ashes and the temperance angel in the background, okay? But I found, for some strange reason, that transition quite difficult. That is moving out of October and moving out of the Samhain period. So perhaps it's whatever intentions you set during this Samhain period, you know, like a sigil, you know, you're setting that off in motion, and that will start to appear, you know, during the latter half of the year. So perhaps it is meant to be a little bit mysterious, and maybe that's why it didn't come to me very naturally, because it was meant to be quite elusive. So it's very interesting, your question, when you're making the deck as a creator, you know, how you actually get into the energy of the cards that you're making. Some cards will come quite naturally and some cards will be a bit more difficult. So thank you. That was a really good question. And yes. Gerald asked the question as well. Thank you for that. That was lovely.
Yes, thank you.
What do you think of the reaction to the deck once you released it into the wild? Yeah, well, there was mixed reaction because it was a bit of a shock. You know, everyone was back in 2013. Everybody was like, "Whoa, we've never seen anything like this before." So it was a different concept, you know, and some people wanted the tried and traditional, you know, Rider Waite and everything, and other people really embraced it. So that's perfectly fine. As with anything new, you know, you're always going to get that mixed reaction. But it was very positive. Yeah, everybody was very positive and giving me nice compliments about it. And in fact, a few years later came the after tarot, and then I think it was a year after that came the before tarot. So, you know, a lot of things really started to take off from that very early concept. So I was really, really pleased with that. Yeah, thanks for that question.
Awesome. And I'm going to embiggen me for just a second because Lori said that she couldn't see. It's because of my, I'm actually on my computer because I have phone problems today, in which you can see the cards much better on my phone. So I will try to embiggen me for just a second. and I'm going to show one of the cards. I'm going to show the how this labeled. She was asking how they were labeled there. Janine, I'll have you right back. All right, so I don't know if you can see, Lori. So right here, of course, it says, and I'm trying to point backwards, but so it says Empress, and then High Priestess, and then right here is where they will label the cards. And this is actually called the High Priestess card. I like to combine them and just say this is the Priestess Empress card. But yeah, that's how they're labeled. All right, I will get you back on here, Janine. You are the star of the show, so hold on one second. I'm still learning StreamYard, so I'm a hot mess with this, but that's okay. We'll get through it.
I set my pumpkin on fire, so I'm just going to make...
Oh my gosh.
That's why I was messing about with it before, because it had started to take take effect. So I didn't want to set the whole room on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. On my second live, I was with Amy from Strength Reversed, and I actually reached over to grab a book that she asked me about, and I hit my incense burner, my table, and one of my incense sticks went into my bookcase and was literally smoke was going on. And she's asking me questions. I'm like, yeah. And I'm trying to, I did find it and get it out though. But
gosh, nightmare. Brilliant.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so do you want to talk more about Samhain and the rituals and the witch practice that you do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I am coming back to witchcraft, okay, and I have been a practitioner of that for a long time, since my 20s, but I had a big gap, where I wasn't practicing, so I am out of touch. But recently I've got in touch with a few people from the community, Wawa the Witch. I don't know if you know her, Andrea, and Tara Sanchez. And they have actually reintroduced me to... I hope you can still hear me. Please let me know, because I've gone a bit quiet there. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I just had to unmute my mic. I think it was because I unmuted my mic.
Okay.
Let us know if you can hear her.
So... yes, like I said, I'm getting back into it again. So I'm celebrating the full moon rituals, the new moon rituals, really getting back into the seasons. And I am celebrating very much so this pagan festival that we're in at the moment, Samhain. And other people will celebrate it as Halloween. But for me, it's a real pagan festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. And I don't know about you, but it's a big time for celebrating ancestors and people who have passed over. So we recently lost quite a few members of our family. So me and my daughter are going to do a little bit of a celebration tonight of their life, their time when they were with us, and give them thanks. And just do a little bit of a ritual around that, which will involve a cute little spell, which I got from Hex Me Not. She's on Instagram. She's fantastic. And the spell is just using different spices and water. And it's all about bringing blessings into whatever you want to do. So we're going to use a bit of that. We will call the quarters and do a little bit of a salt circle, and then celebrate the different elements, and then also bring in the ancestors and give thanks, and just spend a little bit of time with them. So this is new to my daughter, my youngest daughter, but my eldest daughter, who's 22 now, she was very interested in it when we were younger, and I used to take her up to the Lake District, and my friends were all into witchcraft as well, and we used to do all these lovely celebration of the seasons, the May Festival, Beltane and things like that. She was always very involved, and now she does her own spell work. She's actually doing a Samhain ritual herself on her own in her house tonight. She didn't want anybody else to be involved, so I just leave her to it. So it's really taken off, and we are quite a spiritual family. However, it's different. My husband is very much Christian in his values, so he has religion, and I have my pagan and my Wiccan and my witchcraft. So we respect each other and our different point of views with regards to religion and not. And just going to be having a nice weekend. We're actually going to Pendle Hill, and that was a big place for the witch persecution back in I think it was the 1700s. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry, but they tried a lot of people who were not witches, that were just women who were practicing herbal spellcraft. And they were persecuted in that area in Pendle, and they have this fantastic museum talking about the witches of Pendle and what happened. So we're going to go there tomorrow and have a look at that. And
That's awesome.
Thank you.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Again, there's a little bit of a lag.
It's okay.
But yeah, I'm very interested in that. Like I said, I'm new to tarot, and I was telling you, I want to pick your brain, on what kind of rituals that you do and around this time of the year. And I think that's amazing. So anything more about that you wanted to share that you can think of?
Oh, I'm a little chatterbox, and I blame it on my Gemini moon. So,
That's perfect.
I will chatter away. So, yes, she's 22, and actually she's just got engaged, so she's going to be getting married in about 3 years. Yeah, I got married 5 years ago. Okay, to my second husband. I actually got married to my first husband when I was very young. We were 19 and 18. So we were very young, and it didn't work out, but we're still friends. And yeah, my daughter's 22 now.
I love how you said about, how your husband now is Christian and y'all are able to integrate that, because that's something, I used to be very conservative Christian, raised that way. Yeah. And so this is just completely different for me. And it's very hard for me to connect with, those same people that, are all in my family and all around this area, because of what I believe in now. So I think it's very admirable of both of you that you're able to come together, and shows me that it's possible. It's like, what's the saying? I'm trying to agree to disagree. But a lot of people can't completely do that, right? And that's what I love about this community is, for the most part, is there's no judgment. And I love that. And then people accept you for who you are. And I'm just kind of a freaky guy, and I feel like I'm finally accepted in a group. So, yeah. Kind of went off on a tangent there myself. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So the word weird originally had a Y, and I think the word weird back in the day was used to identify something that was like individual, and the word got twisted, I think, over the years. Oh, bye, Gerald. Take care. Thank you for coming. So I think that word got twisted over the years and now is used in quite a derogative fashion. But, I think that weird people, and in the best sense of the word with the Y, are the best kind of people, because they're individual, they're unique, they don't, march to the same tune as everybody else. They do their own thing, and I think that is the way to be, to strive to be different, because otherwise, what's the point? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're getting deep here. Jackie.
No, Jackie is actually a Libra.
Oh.
But I'm a Scorpio. So Susie, yay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you are, Janine, what is your sign again? Did you say Aries?
My sun signs an Aries, but my rising's a Cancer, so they constantly fight with
Oh,
each other. I'm an in-between card all of my own.
so yeah, you got the fire and the water going on at the same time.
Yeah, the fire, the water, and the fire. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like when I discovered my chart, it was amazing to me because Scorpio sun and then Capricorn moon and Capricorn rising. But I don't feel I've become a very earthy type person. So
Okay.
that's something I'm trying to pull out and come to terms with and get more
Yeah.
decks that resonate with me that are earthy. But I was like, there is fire in me. I know there's fire in me. And so I did my chart on, I think it's astrodeck.com. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
I did my chart on there. And even though those first three are in what they are in, I had like 6 in Sagittarius. I'm like, there it is. There's that fire. Because I knew it was in there. So yeah, that's awesome. So let me see. I had a couple more questions, I believe. So, Jackie, will you please put the link tree in the chat for me? And can you explain, Janine, because I didn't know what it was, and what is Linktree and how does that work?
Okay, so
And we're gonna put yours in there. Yeah.
the link tree is really useful if you have lots of different links. So I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the lot. Okay, and it's really difficult with the social media sites. They usually only let you put one clickable link up there. Okay, so if you put everything on Linktree, it's like a catch-all for all your links. So if you have the Linktree link, for example, in Instagram where you've only got one clickable link, someone can click into that Linktree and then they will see a big list of all your links, and they make it quite bright and fun as well. So it's a good way of collecting everything and keeping it all together. Definitely useful.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Did we miss a question at all? I think Jackie put it in here. If I can show it. And I apologize for the confusion with the chat. Like that was it's jumping like crazy when StreamYard does that. So there's her link tree.
Ooh. Well, I think it's usually a bit shorter than that. That might be that looks like the Amazon one, but the link tree, it's actually shorter than that.
What I can do is I can actually get that from you and later on, and then I'll put it in the bottom of the comments.
Yeah,
that will be
yeah. Okay, but that Amazon one. Oh yeah, and so the Amazon one takes you through to the in between tarot sales on Amazon. Yeah, so that's the website link. Mm-hmm. But the link tree, if you haven't used that, I recommend it, especially to keep everything in one place. Yeah.
Okay, so Ange is also just following my pattern. We should all shuffle the deck and what card we pull and read it as a collective read. So we actually had a plan pretty similar to that, Ange, and if we have time, we can do that as well.
That's the link, yeah.
What do you think about doing the hope method, or do you want to do it as the transformation method and explain what that is, Janine? And we can do that together. And anybody who has cards near them, just pull out a deck real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Janine.
So, Ange, thank you very much for putting that link in. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just talk you through a very simple method of finding a card within your deck. So this is a different way of pulling the cards. So I used to teach for tarot professionals a long time ago. And when I taught for them, we did something called the Finding Hope method. And I did this with Scott the other day. So if you ever want to specifically look for the positivity and the hope within a situation that you've specified, you can shuffle the deck and look through for the star card, because the star card is all about hope and positivity. And then you look at the cards on either side of the star card, and that will tell you where you can draw your positivity and your hope from. So we're going to do something slightly different, but similar to that. And this is called the Finding Transformation method. Okay? So get your deck, shuffle it, and this time I want you to look through your cards until you get to the Death card. So the Death card is Scorpio. That's our transformation energy, and that is the period that we're in at the moment. And I want you to look at the cards on either side of the Scorpio card, of the Death card, please. The Scorpio card. Okay, and I would like you to put them in the chat as well. Tell me what you found.
Yes.
And this is where you can affect a transformation within your life. Okay. So I'm starting through because I'm using my deck. I've obviously got a choice of two sides. You know, the Death card is going to come out twice. So it makes it a little bit more complicated. But if you've got the usual deck, standard deck, then there should just be one Death card in there.
Yes, any deck will do, Susie. Yes. You just want to find. Go ahead, Janine.
I'm looking through for mine at the same time, yeah. So, in my deck, I'm going to concentrate on the in-between stage of Death to Temperance, which is the card that I was showing you before. And the cards on either side of that card for me are a fire card and a water card. So fire and emotions. So again, I told you I was an Aries and a Cancer. Okay, so I'm looking at two different elements, the fire side of the situation and the water sign. So for me, this is telling me that I can affect a transformation in my life if I look to integrate the two elements of fire and water. I know that I need to work very closely with my Aries and my Cancer side, so it makes perfect sense. The Cancer rising is very, very emotional, and she lets her emotions spill over sometimes. And the Aries in me is a bit wild. And just likes to go, 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 you know, and it can be a bit argumentative at times as well. So transformation can come in my life if I look at integrating those two energies and getting them to work together in a more positive way. And I'm very interested to see what you have got as well, if you just type up in the chat.
I think we had a few here. Let's see, Nancy. Temperance, Death, 6 of Wands.
Okay, so you've got a major and a minor card. So big spiritual transformative process with the Temperance card, and then your day-to-day activity with the 6 of Wands. That's very interesting. So I see that the transformation can be affected if you find that balance with the Temperance card. Libra as well, the scales. All about balance, looking after the two halves of yourself, making sure you're on the right path. I'm thinking about the pathway behind the Temperance figure as well in the Rider-Waite card. And then the 6 of Wands on the other side. So another way you can be transformative looking at the 6 of Wands is to really celebrate your achievements, celebrate your creative achievements and your creative potential. Definitely.
That's awesome. I love that interpretation. I have another one here for you.
Okay, so
the 3 of Cups.
Oh, lovely. So the way that you can affect transformation in your life, okay, is to dip into the 3 of Cups, look at the loving and the positive people that you have around you, okay, your little tribe of people, the people that you move with, yeah, and take comfort and joy from them. Definitely celebrate. And you got the Knight of Wands as well. So all about movement, how you can transform, be creative, you know, get moving, get out there and about in the world. The Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. He's moving very, very fast. So you can do the same thing. And you've got fire and water again as well there. So have a think about how those two elements complement or not.
Awesome. Let's see. Jackie has the Five of Swords, Death, and the Tower.
Wow. I love the Tower. It's Mars energy. Okay. It's very sudden and it's transformative in itself as well. But it's a different kind of change from the Death card. So the Tower is a sudden change. Okay. So it's saying to transform your situation, you have to do that thing, that you need to do. But just get it done. And once it's done, rip the Band-Aid off, and just go for it. The Five of Swords, moving away from conflict as well, manipulative energy, difficult energy. So yours is about making a sudden dramatic movement away from people that might not be helping your situation, I believe.
And I love that we can use this too as well with any kind of deck. So that's awesome. And we have another one here. So Susie has Death, Four of Cups, King of Pentacles.
And then
less in my head. I got no air or fire.
All right, interesting. You're looking at what's not there as well. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. So you've got earth and you've got water. Yeah. Less in your head. Yeah. That cup, that not everybody notices in the Four of Cups, it is there. Will you take it or won't you take it? Perhaps if you do take it, it can be transformative for you. And like you said, you've got the King of Pentacles there. King of Pentacles, very practical, focusing on the material things, the tangible things, and very, very good with the advice as well. So different sides of the coin there, an emotional intervention and a practical one. Definitely. Oh, so somebody's asking about the instruction. That's Archie, and it's shuffling the deck and looking for.
Oh yeah, I was getting ready to explain. Please go ahead, Janine.
I'm looking for the Death card. So the Death card is where you can affect a transformation in your life. So once you found the Death card after you shuffled, it's the card on either side that you need to focus on, and that will explain to you where the transformational energy will come from. No worries, Susie.
Right. So any deck or sheet, just shuffle, and then, as Janine said, find the Death card, and that's going to be the transformation. That's going to be your middle, and then you're going to find the card that's right beside it, or right in front of it, and right behind it. And I'll put that in the comments when you try figuring it out. We can't. Oh, okay. Thanks. Hey, yeah. If you want to put those in the comments, we can do that as well. And so just explain it.
So the good thing is with that method is you can start to use it for any of the different energies within your card, especially the archetypes. So if you wanted to search for justice, or if you wanted to look for judgment, or if you wanted to look for the Fool card, you can use all of those energies, search for the card, and then look at the cards on either side of it. So a different way of reading, but really, really useful. Both sides, yeah.
Both sides, right. So I got the King of Wands.
Okay.
First the Death. And then I got the 10 of Wands. Oh, I want you to help me since you've been doing this a long time and I'm brand new. What do you see in that?
So your transformational energy from the 10 of Wands to the Ace of Wands is about reigniting your fire, reigniting your passions. Okay, so when you get to the 10 of Wands, the flame's gone out. You need to respark that flame. And how you can do it is the other card that you got, which is the King of Wands to the Page of Wands, working with other people who are very passionate and creative. So we've got a child there, the Page of Wands, it could be somebody who's younger, but it could just be somebody who's super creative, a little spark like the Page of Wands is. So connecting with that creativity is going to reignite your fire again, and that's going to be your transformational change.
I love that, and it actually resonates a lot. So thank you for that. We have Orshi has got her card. Sorry, 7 of Swords, Death, and the Sun.
The 7 of Swords, how you can be transformational. The 7 of Swords goes their own way. Okay, so they take their thoughts and they go off on their own. Okay, so that's perhaps saying that to keep things under wraps. Okay, not tell everybody what you're doing. Keep some of it back. And also the sun, okay, to be positive, okay, and to really embrace everything that's going on in your life at the moment is going to be transformational. Yeah. And also to see things in the light of the sun, get a different perspective, an altered perspective on your situation. Yeah.
That's awesome. Love that.
Welcome.
All right. So we have gone almost an hour already. Hard to believe.
Oh,
I did want to ask you another question. I've got to find it
okay.
here. About future projects. So, do you want to talk a little bit about that, what you might have coming up, or go for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've finished designing all the cards for the Oracle deck of bridges. Okay, and at the moment it's currently out looking for a possible publisher. I'm not going to give anything away with regards to the images themselves because there could be a possible legal process where I'm not able to do that anymore. Although I was showing little snapshots of them on my Instagram when I was working through them. And the designer for that deck is David Worthington. It's my dad again. So I'm working with the family again. And I've got ideas for a book and a possible another deck of cards, but those are going to be a few years off yet. So I'm not going to reveal the ideas there. And I want to get back into training again. I want to restart my tarot training. So I'm looking at ways in which I can put that into place next year. Hopefully I can start teaching tarot and astrology again.
That's great. There's so much to learn, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tarot. I'm just new, and I found so much. It is like overwhelming at times, and I'm like, I just need to get with what I can figure out right now, and it's going to be, I think, a lifelong journey, through tarot, and not just tarot, but other forms, divination that we're talking about. That you're constantly going to be learning. So, love that. All right, let me see. Go ahead.
Would you mind if I just grab my little one because she really wanted to show her makeup and she's a bit nervous.
Please,
I'm going to be 1 second.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to grab her daughter, who is also dressed up for this. Yay! Thank you, Susie. Yeah, you won't regret it. Like, it's so awesome. Really cool. And again, here's the deck. Comes in a very nice size box. It's Luis Scarabeo. It's just beautiful. And then you have your cards inside and a terrific guidebook. It gives you not just one or two of the cards, but it gives you like the temperance to the devil, right? And then it gives you the devil to the tower. So there's one for every card. So it's awesome. Yeah, it's fully illustrated in color as well. I was selling your deck, Janine. So, oh, look at that! Yeah.
I have a little
beautiful.
son and moon. Yeah, my little son and moon.
That's perfect. You match your mom perfectly.
Do you want to say anything?
Say hi.
No. No. Oh, that's nice.
Well, thank you for coming. Aw. Thank you for coming on screen. And I'm sorry, what was her name again?
Layla.
Layla. Thank you, Layla. All right. So, yeah, I think, let's see, that was about it. And we've gone over an hour. So,
Okay.
Janine, thank you so much for being here. And
thank you for having me on. Thank you to everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you everyone for being here with me. And I just gotta say, this is maybe this is the first time I've interviewed like an author of a master.
Okay.
And been on this side. And so I'm just gonna be frank. I've been so nervous, and I feel like you have carried this whole life. So thank you so much. And you have been the start, and you're awesome. And I am so grateful to have you as someone on my channel, someone to get to
I'm
know.
very grateful to you. Thank you so much. And also your birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday for tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic time.
And I am going to be doing a live tomorrow at 2:30 as well, Eastern Standard Time. I know that changes a little bit for the UK, so I think it's 4 hours in the UK, which would be 6:30 for you guys. So, Janine, if
Yes.
you would love to come, if you're not busy, that I would love to have you there, and we're just gonna like share stories with each other, just have a good time. So, and anyone else in the chat, I would love to have you guys tomorrow. But this has been amazing. Again, I can't thank you enough, and I hope you'll come back sometime. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And I loved your outfit. Your outfit was fantastic.
I was just about to say the same thing of yours. You look wonderful. Thank you for doing all that. And yeah, thank you for everybody in chat. And I appreciate you all. And Gene, if you'll hang on with me for just a moment afterwards, and we will go ahead and say goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Takes just a minute here.